if we are looking at something from the wrong point, or just at a little part of that thing, it's really hard to understand the whole thing. So, for example, if you're looking at my face, but you can see only just a little part of my head, like this, how can you recognize me without, seeing my eyes, my nose, mouth, and all my head? You cannot recognize me. So, if we are looking at something in the wrong way, we cannot see the thing. And what about if we are looking at our life and we just see a little part of it, like, let's say, suffering or sadness or pain? How can we understand the whole life, the meaning of our life, if we're looking just at a little part? It's like, reading a poem or a psalm, just a little part of it. Let's say the second stanza without the first one and the third and the last one. It would be really hard to understand the whole work. And if we read today only the second verse of this psalm, which says, let me find it. Why have you broken down its walls, so that every passerby plucks its fruit? The boar from the forest lays it waste, and the beasts of the field feed upon it. It's about the vineyard. But how can you understand the whole thing, reading just the second stanza? So we need to look from the very beginning to the end. And if we are talking about our lives, it means to see not just a little part, something that may be easy to see, and to experience, like as I said, fear, sadness, suffering, pain, darkness. Because without seeing the whole thing, the presence of God, you will never understand your life. Of course, it takes nothing to feel your hunger, your thirst, your fear. You don't use any power to feel that you're hungry. You just experience it. Okay, I'm hungry, I feel it. But it takes faith to experience God, to see God, to be aware that God is there with you all the time, that He created your life, and that He leads you every single day of your life. But you cannot understand it, you cannot feel it without faith. So if we are looking just at one part of our life, it means the lack of faith. And yes, sometimes people say, I go to the church when I feel the need, or I pray when I feel the need of prayer. Well, that's cool, but that's it. That's this part where you don't need faith. When you feel something like hunger, like thirst, like being tired, you don't have to have faith to feel it. But to feel God, to understand that He protects you, that He leads you, you need faith. And this is a kind of effort. You have to struggle to have it, to feel faith. It doesn't come just, like this. So I believe that in the gospel, those tenants, they had this temptation of living without faith, not seeing God, just living on what they felt, of living on their needs, what they thought was good for them, what was easier for them, was better for them, but better, not in the real way, but just what was more pleasant for them. So this is why they said, okay, the vineyard is ours. It does belong to us. So we can do anything we want with it. And if anyone comes claiming, give us the fruit, we can do whatever we want with them. Just reject them or even kill them. That's what I did. That's what we sometimes do with our lives. We think that our lives belongs to us and that we are the owners of our lives, almost like God. But of course, that's a lie. It's not true. Because if you think that life is yours, you are the owner, the Lord of your life, well, it can lead you to think or to say or to do anything with your life, like, I can kill someone, myself or someone else, because life is mine. I can kill a child, the old person, anyone, because life belongs to me. That's a lie. It's not true. We are just the workers, and we are supposed to bring the fruit, not the wild grapes, but the beautiful fruit. And without faith in our lives, we can bring only wild grapes. And it's not what God really expects us to bring, to have in our hearts, in our lives. And we have been given everything, every single thing we need to bring beautiful fruit, something that God is waiting for. So how can we protect ourselves from those needs, our desires, those thoughts that life belongs to us and only to us? Well, St. Paul in the second reading tells us that God will protect our mind with his peace, but we should accept it, and we should not, as he says, have no anxiety at all. So don't keep this anxiety, these desires, your needs in your heart, but let God speak. Don't think about those things, those temptations. And St. Paul adds then that, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, just, pure, lovely, gracious, if there is an excellence, and if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. Think about those things that come from God, and just reject, throw away others. And if we keep those things from God in our hearts, in our minds, and we keep thinking about them, it will be much easier to understand our lives. And it means to read the psalm from the very beginning to the end, to see and look at our lives from the beginning, where God is, to the end, where God waits not only for our fruit, but for ourselves.